Hello summoners, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we'll be doing another tier list update for the month of October. And in this one we have two new characters coming in, Morbius and also Werewolf by the Night, and we will be talking about the Iron Man buff and also the Red Skull buff. Although you will see Red Skull buff has not been, it's not reflected here because it's not live in live servers yet, but we did get to test it out in the beta server, so I will be talking about it a little bit. This is mostly going to be a pretty short video, and yeah, let's just get on with the first character that was released, Werewolf by Night. I think his damage was a little bit on the disappointing side. It's not bad, that first impressions, of course these things can change. Once you get him going, it's pretty good. Like, you have to go back, howl, get to 10 charges, and at that point you are gonna be at a pretty good point, like, because you can go for SP2, get a lot of ruptures, and I was pretty comfortably able to get 2 SP2s while having like 10 charges and whatever more you have. Basically the damage was pretty good. And the thing is, again, I have said this before, I will say it again, a lot of champions with ramp up, if there is ramp up in every single fight, like you don't carry it over in the sense of persistent charges or something, then at least it should be, you know, worth it. Like, every fight you have to ramp him up a bit, get to 10 charges, get that. Like Stark and Spider-Man, you have to die. Like, it's not, these are not big ramp ups, this is not Aegon level ramp up, but then of course you can't get advantage in the rest of the quest, so it makes sense. But like with Stark Spidey, when I dash back, get 10 charges, 10 poise charges, it feels worth it. The damage feels worth it. It's not a huge task, but it takes a bit of time. There is potential of messing up, but then you are rewarded for it, so it makes sense. Like, but with Morbius, not Morbius, Werewolf by Night, it was a little bit underwhelming. Not super, he's not a noodle, alright, he is slightly above average, I would say, damage output wise. I don't remember who I compared him to in my damage comparison, but he did alright. And overall I do think he's a good character, so if you pull him, there are definitely going to be users. But if you if you already have solid Mystic roster, you have your Doom, you have your Tiger, you have your Intra, all the top tier Mystic champions, then I'm not sure if you, and he's a very cool looking character, he has great animations and all, so it's a bit of a shame. But at the same time, like, the game is at a weird point, because a lot of older champions have gotten buffs, so now whenever a decent character comes up, you're not particularly excited to get him because you don't need that character for anything in the game, which is also a good thing and a bad thing. Because it's a good thing because you don't have to like hold for a character to be added in a pool, or, you know, grind for him in arena compulsory, unless you won't be able to finish a piece of content, or like, it would be much harder to finish a piece of content, kind of like how it was with Aegon and Abyss, right? These days you have basically a lot of alternate options for basically every single like utility in the game. And damage wise, you have these crazy champions like Cosmic Ghost Rider, that whenever a new character comes out who isn't absolutely broken, you don't see the community be extremely excited about them, unless they're like a super favorite, like fan favorite character from Marvel. So that's what I feel about Werewolf by Night. Maybe in the future he'll be tweaked a bit. He doesn't need much, he's a pretty good character, that is what I'm gonna say. Like, a lot of time, because of that situation, we are a bit rougher on the character. He's not a bad character at all, in my opinion, and he has the potential. Characters with ruptures have often, like, they have a history of being of feeling a bit underwhelming in the beginning, and then going up to the highest tiers in the game. So there is hope for him. He is a good character, even if you pull him as a like 6-star initially, or 7-star, like first 7-star or anything. You can do a lot with him. Next up we have Morbius, and Morbius, in my opinion, is the better character of the two, if you ask me, personal opinion. Of course they fall in the same tier, but if you ask me right now, who I think have the best potential to go one tier up in the future based on performance, I would say it's Morbius. Because I think in stuff like Battlegrounds, in medium-ish health, he's not going to be great in short health pools, he's not going to be great in very big health pools, but I think Battlegrounds allows for that kind of health pool, you know. You get 10 bleeds and you have a guaranteed crit on the SP2, which crits pretty damn hard. Like, it's very easy for you, like, we're talking numbers at rank 5 6-star level, but it was pretty easy to get like 100k 200k special attacks from this guy. So the damage is there and it's not hard to get. You have the petrify as well. So overall, I do feel Morbius has slightly more potential. Is he a broken good character that you must have? I don't think so. Are the better science character in the game? I do believe they are. And overall, I think he's cool. He's fun, and he would be useful in stuff like Battlegrounds, Lance War, and your medium content stuff. The thing is though, that content is the most competitive things we have in this game. So they're the only areas in the game where you want to get new characters besides the Lance quest for prestige reasons. So I do believe Morbius could have a pretty good chance of maybe going one tier up in the future. Then we have Iron Man. I think we discussed about him in the last tier list update as well. I do believe he got one of the better buffs. I think he's a very solid character now. Yeah, he has damage. He's pretty cool when it comes to damage up, but takes him a bit of a second to get there, but once you are there, you're gonna do really well with him. If like you are considering ranking him up, I do recommend ranking up Iron Man. Now Red Skull, I think he is gonna get a solid buff too. Between Iron Man and Red Skull, I think Iron Man still got the better buff, but Red Skull, if he is released as it is, like as he is right now, I think he would fall in Knight's category, because like around with your Rocket Raccoon and Nebula buffs, because he does have very easy access to armor ups. He can get a lot of damage over time in, because you can use your SP2 for the shocks and then SP1 for refreshing it. I was able to refresh one SP2 shock 3 times, and that's a lot of damage over time. Like basically most fights at that point, even slightly larger health pools, we're talking Realm of Legends, like 500 600,000 700,000 health pools are over by that time, like 1 SP2 and 3 SP1s. Those fights will be over. So that combined with his power control, regeneration control, armor up buffs, block proficiency, like he overall, I do believe, is gonna be a pretty solid character and much better than how he was before. But that's pretty much gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. By the way, wanted to showcase this Miles Morales action figure. I recently got a PC setup, so I'm gonna fit it inside the PC. I already have a Spider-Gwen action figure as well, so figured the two would go well together. But that is it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Like, share, subscribe, stay safe, have a good one, and bye bye.